guys, welcome back to my channel. First things first, how are you? I hope you guys are having a great day. If you may notice, I dyed my hair. I went for this like emerald green, and I kept my black roots. It's a lot more vibrant and easier to tell in the sunlight. But anyways, if you have questions or anything about how I did it or what I use, comment below and I can make a whole video about that. So today's video is all about how to take product photography. So I think that it was one of the things I struggled with the most, especially because when it comes to creativity, you either like, at least for me, it comes naturally. I can't force it. Sometimes I'll try to force it and I'll sit there staring at my product and my props and all the things I use, and I'm just staring at it like, what am I doing? You know, like, what's the idea behind this? So, and I still struggle, not saying I don't. So I just kind of wanted to share with you guys what camera I use and where I find all of my products to hopefully help you on your journey to make it a little bit easier. Looks like we have a little guest appearance. Boop. So first things first is a camera. And before I get into what kind of camera I use for my pictures, the first probably 3 months of my business, I couldn't afford a camera, so I would use my iPhone. iPhones take great pictures, but the key is great lighting. And for me, my room and my house in general just are so dark that that's not always an option for me. So I needed to make sure that I was able to get a professional camera that would really still bring out my products in my pictures using like lights and a shadow box and all that stuff. So if you're going to be using your iPhone, just make sure you get, you know, really good light. Also, let's take a moment here because this channel is all about honesty and no hate. So if you notice, a lot of business accounts, their aesthetic is the golden hour lighting. So all their pictures will be in that lighting, and it's beautiful. It looks very pretty. Like I said, no hate, but don't try to be like them. You know, be you. Do whatever you want to do for your products or your photos. You know, be original, because that's what I feel like ultimately really does get you those sales and also that connection with your potential customers, you know, because if everybody's the same, well, it's like, well, then it doesn't matter who you order from. So you want to stick out, you want to give them something to remember. So keep that in mind. All right, so I use the FujiFilm X-T30 for the lens. Don't hate me, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm gonna make sure to write down everything in the description box, so make sure to check it out. For me, I think that this first of all, I did a lot of research because one, buying a camera is a big financial commitment, so you want to make sure that you actually know what you're getting, and that was my biggest thing, because at the time I didn't have a lot of money to spend, but I also knew how important this camera was to my business, so I knew I had to do it. So anyways, with that being said, this one had great reviews for what I was looking for. Like I said, do your research and find what camera works best for what you're trying to do with your business. For me, I just wanted to get clean shot pictures, but my number one thing was I want a Bluetooth camera to be able to just transport them like in a snap. And that's what this camera has, and it's honestly, I don't know what I would do if it did not have this. It is so easy. You just hook it up to your phone and you can just Dropbox them like in a matter of seconds. The quality of this is amazing. What I will say though is that this is definitely a beginner camera. This is the first like professional camera I've ever owned. I was very nervous in the beginning just because I knew how expensive it was and I didn't want to break it, but I think it's the perfect size. It's very comfortable. It's not that heavy. I have arthritis, so that was another big thing that played a role, was I wanted to make sure to get a camera that wasn't gonna break my wrist, and this does not disappoint. The only thing I would say though is, but this is, you know, on me, I just wish I would have gotten a better lens, because if I'm not mistaken, because my boyfriend helped me do the research for this lens, but this lens I think is like their most basic one, and because we were just starting out, like I said, we wanted to just we didn't want to throw down a lot of money yet if we weren't sure. So just based off of the reviews and the research, I knew that this was going to be the best one, but we hope to get bigger lenses. But overall, this camera is amazing for a beginner. So if you're looking into cameras, I would definitely recommend the FujiFilm X-T30. Alright, so we're gonna get into props. First things first, I think it is so important for you to identify your brand colors, because that's ultimately what's going to make you stick out to your potential customers, and also they'll kind of remember, or you might pop up on their For You page and they might instantly recognize you just because of the color schemes of the repetitiveness in your feed. So for mine, my colors are this blush pink, white, and gold, but mostly blush pink is what I is what I stick to. So all the props that you're about to see are in that color. I think props are so fun. You can honestly be so creative with it, but just make sure that your props don't outshine your actual product. Because I've done that sometimes where I look back when I'm editing my pictures and I see and I'm like, oh, like naturally you just noticed the props. I didn't even notice my jewelry. So just make sure that you keep that in mind when you are shooting your pictures. I'm just going to show you a couple because I have a lot. These are some of the ones that I tend to go to the most. So we have our glass plate and little heart case. I actually got these at Goodwill, believe it or not. I got this one for $1.50 and I got this one for like $2. And online, because I've been wanting to get some of these for a while, on Amazon they were like $10 each when I only paid $4. So check out Goodwill and all those thrift stores, because you'd be surprised. They have a lot of cute home decor things, and I've actually gotten a couple of things just for my own house, so check them out. Alright, so these are the 3 things that I got from Shein. I got this little pink mirror. I think it's so cute for you to layer your jewelry on top for product photos. I also got this hair clip one. Not only is it cute and I use it for me, but also I use it as like a flat lay piece. Then I got this gold little tray. I keep it in the bag just because I don't want it to get scratched up. And then I got this little jewelry box as well. I know that the lighting kind of makes it hard to see. There we go. And this probably altogether for all those things I spent like less than $12. And that blew my mind right there. So Shein is literally, and this isn't sponsored by the way, but they're my go-to place when it comes to props just because they're so affordable and they have so many cute things. Like I said, as long as you know your brand colors, everything else will be easy because then you know what to look for when you are shopping online or in person for your props for your photos. So I like to use sometimes like flowers, dried flower petals, or some type of nature incorporated item into my picture just because I feel like it makes it look really pretty. And also, you'd be surprised, like I live in Orange County, so I don't really have a lot of nature near me, sadly. But we went to Big Sur recently and they had these giant, I honestly don't know what they're called. So if you know what they're called, comment below because I would love to know. I call them Pampas. That's what me and my fiance call them. We just call them Pampas. But I got these. They were just off the freeway. They literally had like, it looked like thousands. There were so many. And I just picked 2 and I use them for my pictures. And they come out very pretty. And also those are very expensive on Amazon or in the store in general. So I was like, I'm going to take some. I'm going to take advantage because they would look so cute in my pictures. Also, like I said, I like to use dried flower petals. So over the flowers that I've gotten over the years for my fiance, or just that when we go on walks, I like to pick them and I just keep them in there and I dry them, and then when I do decide that I want to use them in a picture, I just lay them out. I feel like it makes your pictures look really pretty, very chic. So try it out if you have. So before I show you guys the shadow box, let's get into lighting. I think that lighting was probably the thing that I struggled with the most and I would talk about the most because it is so frustrating figuring out right lighting, especially like I mentioned earlier when your house is super dark. So in the beginning, I invested a lot of money on lights and I got them all off of Amazon, which honestly was probably my first mistake right there. But like I said, I did not have the money. I just invested in a camera. I needed something that would help me get there, but then invest in the future on actual quality lights. anyways, my lights, I use them, but if I'm being honest, the one thing I don't think I would be able to live without is my shadow box. So I won't be able to fully show it to you, but like I said, I'll link it. I actually got this off of Amazon and it only cost me $25, and it's the best thing I actually ever invested in for my business because it doesn't look like much, but the lighting gets so bright in here. It has a cable. I just attached a little port just to make it easier, and then I taped white paper on the sides just because the silver was coming out in my photos, and then I just use a backdrop and I just cut it in the shape of the box, and it's honestly, it just works so good. It makes your pictures look really bright, and also, like I said, if you are using a professional camera, then you just hop onto your editor and you can just make it 10 times better, which is what I usually do. My pictures already come out very nice in this, but then when I take it to the editor, it just blows them out of this world. So that's literally my number one thing I would say. Get a shadow box and get a camera. Another thing is, and I wish I would have known this in the beginning because I've invested a lot of money in a lot of things that I actually don't end up using for my business. So that's why I wanted to make this video, just because, you know, you don't need to get all those fancy things that you see all these other accounts have on social media. You can make it work with what you have. And one of the things that I'm referring to is I bought a lot of fabric, and before that I used to sew. I make pillowcases and scrunchies on my Etsy. Let me know if you guys want to check them out because I can link them. But besides that, I had a lot of fabric, and a lot of fabric that I bought for my photo shoots, and this was before my shadow box day, so I didn't even have my shadow box. So my plan back in the day was, which is why I have these, I would use these two and I would kind of lay them one like this, and then I would just drape the fabric, and it was just making my job so hard and not fun. I would be frustrated. I was over it, and then that's when I was like, it's time to decide to upgrade to a shadow box. So with all that being said, I would definitely say if you can only financially afford to invest in one thing, I would definitely say the shadow box, because it does not matter if you have a camera or an iPhone. The lighting is always great. It is super bright, and it has 3 different settings, and I'm pretty sure it's less than $30 on Amazon. I'll link it, and if you get it, comment below and let me know what you think about it and how it works for you and your pictures. I think that product photography is honestly one of my favorite parts of my job, of what I get to do every day, because you get to be creative and you get to have fun. I think that can definitely be intimidating, because I know it was for me, when you compare yourself to the quality of other business pictures or the things that they use for theirs. But hey, you gotta be you. And with this video, I hope it helped you get a better idea of where to find what you need at an affordable price. Because like I said, if I was to put together everything that I showed you guys, not including the camera, it would probably be at least like $50, props in the fabric included. You know, make do with what you got, because for a long time that's what I did, and I still made it work. It is possible. So don't get discouraged. I know you got this. We all got this. Have fun with it. You know, there's no rules. Use whatever you want. Like I said, if you have an idea, just go for it. I think it's just going to become a thing to close out videos with Luna. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!